So you hit send on an email, and you just kind of assume it's private, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that assumption. We're diving into a report from the technology research firm Virtualization Options LLC to figure out when and how your email can be truly secure. And this quote from the report, it really just nails it. This sets the gold standard. We're talking about a level of privacy where no one, not even the company that provides your email service, can read what you're writing. Which brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Is your email hitting that standard? For most of us using standard services, the answer is no. There's a huge gap between the privacy we think we have and the reality of how email actually works.
Okay, so before we get to the fix, we've got to understand what's actually broken. Let's follow an email on its journey after you hit send. You might be surprised by who can peek at it along the way.
I love this analogy from the report because it makes things so clear. A standard email, it's basically a postcard. You write your message on the back, and anyone who handles it, from the digital post office to the server it sits on, can read it. But an end-to-end encrypted email, now that's a completely different story. It's like a locked metal box. The box can be passed around, but nobody can see inside. Only the person with the one unique key can ever open it. So, how do we build that digital locked box? This is where we get into the solution, a technology called end-to-end encryption, or you'll often hear it called E2E. So what is E2EE really? Well, it's a way of scrambling a message on your device before it even hits the internet, and it can only be unscrambled on the recipient's device. It basically creates a secure, private tunnel that goes directly from you to them, with no backdoors or peepholes for anyone else. Okay, so how does this magic actually work? It all comes down to a clever system with two different keys. When you go to send a message, your email app grabs the recipient's public key, which is, like the name says, public, and uses it to lock the message up tight. Now, that locked message travels across the internet as complete gibberish, but when it arrives, the recipient's device uses their private key, a key that only they have, to unlock it. Without that specific private key, the message is just useless scrambled data. And the benefits here are massive. Obviously, you get privacy. But think bigger. It protects you from hackers trying to snoop on your connection. And here's the real game changer. Even if your email provider gets hacked and their servers are totally compromised, the attackers get nothing. All your messages are just unreadable code. Your secrets stay secrets. All right, so you're probably thinking, wait a minute. If this is so amazing, why isn't every single email I send encrypted like this by default? And that's a great question. This is where the perfect technology runs into some messy, real-world problems. The Virtualization Options report highlights three big hurdles. First, there's key management. Remember that secret private key? It's your responsibility. If you lose it, it's gone. There's no forgot password link to click. All your encrypted messages become unreadable forever. Second, compatibility. This is a team sport. Both you and your recipient need to be using systems that can speak the same encrypted language. And finally, user experience. Historically, setting this stuff up has been a little clunky, and that extra friction is enough to stop a lot of people from even trying. And this, right here, is the absolute biggest deal breaker. It takes two to tango. You can have the most secure setup in the world, but if you send an email to someone on a standard service, well, that locked box is useless. Your message has to travel like a postcard, completely in the clear, because their inbox doesn't have a key to unlock it. Looking at the different providers really makes this clear. You have services like ProtonMail and Tutanota that are built from the ground up for true end-to-end encryption. Then you have others like Zoho Mail, where it's an option you can turn on. But here's the crucial part to understand. A feature like Gmail's confidential mode sounds good, but the report is very clear. It is not true E2E. Sure, it stops someone from forwarding the email, but your provider can still access the content. The digital postcard is still readable by the post office. So, where does this all leave us? Let's talk about what's coming next, and more importantly, what you can actually do about all this today. The report boils it down to three really practical steps. First, take your key management seriously. That private key is literally the key to your digital life, so protect it. Second, educate yourself. It's as simple as knowing if the person you're emailing can even receive a secure message. And finally, use that knowledge to choose the right service for you. It's all about making a conscious choice based on what level of privacy you actually need. Now, the good news is the tide is turning. More and more people are waking up to privacy risks and demanding better tools. That pressure is forcing mainstream providers to start integrating these features. On top of that, regulations are pushing companies to protect data, and tech visionaries are already working on the next level of encryption to stay ahead of future threats, like quantum computers. This last thought from the Virtualization Options LLC report really says it all. As our lives become more and more digital, our money, our health records, our most personal conversations, protecting our inbox isn't just for spies and tech geeks anymore. It's essential for everyone. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. As our digital world gets bigger and more complex, who really holds the keys to your secrets? And who do you want that to be?